So, the jury's out. Everybody's decided. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. But Asian hate crime, just way out, disproportionate, just insane. I mean, it's up 150%. Clearly, it's white supremacy. Clearly, it's Donald Trump's fault. Clearly, we have another outrage mob to attack whoever the fuck they believe. And clearly, white people are most to blame, I'm sure. That is totally 100% always true. Gotta blame the white people. They're in the majority. Might as well do it. Let me throw you a little something for you Christians out there, because I know there's a few. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. You ever heard of that one? For those that aren't, that are a little more like-minded, like me, atheist, that like to take, I don't know, could say the golden rule, maybe part of the golden rule. I like to think of it that way, but it's okay. An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. That's another analogy that I've heard before. That's very important. So combating bigotry with bigotry sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? I think everyone should do that at this point in time, because why the fuck not? Let's all be racist together. Oh, and by the way, to me, race has no value. So if you're going to bark up and down about how race has a value, go fuck yourself. You're racist. I have no time for your dumb ass. That, neither here nor there. So there's a new study going out that's saying Asian hate crimes just 150%. Oh my fucking god. It is so much more hate crime against Asians. And you know why? Because the Wuhan flu is killing everybody. It's so drastically bad that it kills 0.018% of people. It is no deadlier than the flu at this point. Yet wear your masks, socially distanced. Now you can go 3 feet instead of 6 feet. Ooh. Maybe I should do something on that as well. But I'll leave it because, YouTube kind of sucks that way. Anyways, so I figured, you know what? This is another, a study says this, therefore it's true. Oh my god. And everybody's fucking doing a video on it. You have a bunch of actors who, if you get your moral compass or your thoughts or your philosophy from an actor, go fucking slap yourself in the face right now. Seriously. You know what their job is? Their job description? Their whole purpose in life is to play make-believe. They play pretend. They are given a character and say, okay, it's your turn to be Superman. That's their fucking job. They play make-believe. They're given a script. They're given a thought, a book, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And they're like, I shall be this character. This one I can do. I'm a thespian. And if you're getting your philosophy from those type of people, fucking slap yourself in the face. Seriously. In fact, here's a great question for you. Out of all the people that are scientists, who are well known for being scientists, that have everybody fucking know their name, what's the last top 10 that come to mind? Einstein instantly comes to mind to most people. Yeah, he died almost 70 years ago. Name another one that's known for being a scientist. Newton? Oh man. You gotta go ways back for that one now, don't you? Galileo? Come on, name a few. You can't, can you? Oh, Lawrence Krauss. Everybody knows who Lawrence Krauss is. Oh, that's right, he got Me Too'd, so nobody likes him now because he's a racist, bigot, homophobe, or some such nonsensical bullshit. Yeah, everybody. Neil deGrasse Tyson, people know who that is. Is he known for his scientific discoveries, or is he known for being a celebrity with an opinion that loves science? Bill Nye the Science Guy. Surely he's known for inventing something. These are celebrities that are also scientists, not scientists that are known for their discoveries, which makes them celebrities. There's a difference. But anyways, there's a thing in scientific discovery. It's called the Null Hypothesis. And when you're dealing with a firm whose written and stated mission statement and goal is to study hate crimes, you must take everything they therefore say with a grain of salt. Why? Because without finding hate crimes and doing weird fucking analysis to make it look worse than it is, their purpose has no purpose. They are now worthless. And all the millions of dollars that people are getting paid at the top to push out studies, lost all their funding. All the donations stop trickling in if they can't prove there's a rise in hate crime here, a rise in hate crime there. And I'm going to demonstrate their bias right off the fucking top. It's appalling to see. Appalling. And misleading. That's the fun part. So let's get into it, all right? This is the crime statistics data that everybody's talking about. 150% surge, 149% surge in overall hate crime drops in 2020. Amazing, because the FBI has not released 2020 data out to the public yet. So how did they get their data? Oh yeah, sure, they got an inside track to getting their data. Of course they do, because they're federally funded. So they get their data first to do an analysis and prove things that aren't provable, while the rest of us who don't have access to said data can't dispute these things. Furthermore, you have 16 cities here. 16. That show 1,845 total hate crimes in these 16 cities. Would it perturb you to know that in 2019, the only data that is available to the public, there was a total of 8,559. So 10, almost 15% was done in major cities. Or at least the 16 major cities that they decided to selectively choose. Now, the thing I find most disturbing about let me get to that in a second, their data, is that it does show a decrease. That's great. But what they did was choose anti-Asian, because why not? And then go and show, oh my God, 200% increase. Yeah, from 2 to 6. 2 to 6. 50% in 6 to 9. 150% increase. Oh my God, that's amazing. 4 people were beaten up, assaulted, whatever, for being Asian. Went to 10. 10 people. Assault. Murder. Because those are the only crimes that actually count in hate crime statistics. Because they segregate hate crime statistics by against people, against populations. Let me show you, actually. It'd be easier to show you. Race, ethnicity, and ancestry. Sexual orientation. Disability. Gender. Multiple bias instances. That's the way they have this particular table spliced up. But they do it by people, by group, and then by society. So depending on what you're looking at, it can be sliced up a few different ways. But the only ones that they care about, obviously, is the percentage of population and the percentage that has gone up. New York City, 833% increase. So, let me demonstrate something to you that's very important with this bullshit narrative. They have specifically selected 16 major cities. I think 80 or 90% of these are Democrat cities, by the way. Just going to throw that out there. I looked at like 10 or 15 of them. They're all run by Democrats. We know New York is. We know LA is. We know Seattle is. We know San Jose is. San Francisco. Dallas is. I looked that one up. Houston is. Denver is. Phoenix, I'm not sure. I think it is. Chicago definitely is. Cincinnati I couldn't find because I just did a quick search. And San Diego is. Pretty much all of California, right? Weird that 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 4 of these out of 16 are in California. But the major increase, sad to say, is from New York. What's been going on in New York lately? Well, they defunded the police. They let gangs roam the streets. There's multiple instances of black people just beating the shit out of a random Asian person because why not? All the videos that they put out saying this rise in Asian hate crime, we blame white supremacy, even though it's black people beating the shit out of Asians. Well, the videos, unfortunately, are always taken after the fact. So I take those with a grain of salt. But you can at least tell who's doing what to who. I mean, that's there. What you going to do? It's caught on video. So here's the problem, okay? Statistical analysis. If you're going to do something, make sure you're not biased about it. You also want to include a null hypothesis. Are we wrong? They decided to selectively choose 16 and then put in 16, not random, but 16 purposefully chosen cities into this particular statistic because it makes it look more disproportionately accurate than it actually is. Isn't that amazing? So they're saying anti-Asian went up in 2020 to 122. Here it's saying 49 in 2019. Okay, well that's awfully bizarre. And, why not? We can blame Trump for that too because, China decided to create a virus in a lab and it leaked out of that lab and for however it did. And then it transmitted and then the WHO lied saying it's not human-to-human transmissible. And then all of a sudden after it's everywhere, it's human-human transmissible. And then every dictator or dictator wannabe then locked down their entire country. If you haven't seen V for Vendetta yet, maybe you should watch that movie because it perfectly is an outline of the life we are living currently under certain leadership. Just going to throw that out there. I'm ready for my mask. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, this looks horrible, right? This horrible 150% increase. Well, it's easy to get a 150 increase when you have an 833 increase. That distorts your numbers. That you'd have to exclude this in a proper statistical analysis because it is an outlier. It is an anomaly. It's a statistical anomaly there. That will distort your data. But here, let me point something out to you that is the most disturbing to me out of this whole thing. Total hate crimes in 2019 and 2020 for Cleveland are not included. Whatever. I'm fine with that. Cleveland is also not included in percentage of total hate crimes in this one. Source, curated database by themselves. Drawn from data by policing agencies. Okay, good. So they had access to the policing agencies across the globe and pulled data from them and then did some big data mining and then proved their point. They curated the data, they looked through it, and then said, hey, you know what will make Trump look like an asshole? This anti-Asian hate because of the whole virus that went out. Yeah, let's do that. That's brilliant. That's smart. Okay, well, let's look at this. This is the data that's available to literally everyone. Here is 2019 by race and ethnicity. Here's 2018 by race and ethnicity. These are both from FBI.gov. Okay, there you go. See the top of it? Department of Justice, Bureau of Federal Investigation, Prime Justice Information, Hate Crime Statistic, 2019, 2018. Their banner changed. Good for them. Anyways, we'll do a comparison to 2019 and 2018. Look, okay, anti-Asian hate crime by white people, 171 total. Went up to 205. So yes, there was an increase from 2018 and to 2019. So if 2020 increased, that would be showing an increase in Asian hate crime. Let's see who done it. 70 to 95 in 2019. 2018, 2019. Interesting. So white people have increased it from 70 to 95. 25 more people. Out of 331 million people, we went from 70 to 95. Black people, 33 in 2018 to 30. They went down by 3. American Indian or Alaska, 0 to 2. Oh my God, that's a 200% increase. Oh, we got to do something about that Asian hate. There is a 200% increase of Native Americans assaulting or doing stuff to Asians. 200% increase. That is atrocious. We cannot let all that to stand. We can't have that stand. It's just horrible. 200% increase, everybody. 200%. That's more than that 150% increase that was shown in that garbage study. It's definitely more. We need to be concerned about all this anti-Asian hate from American Indians or Alaskan Natives, which means the Eskimos. We need to do something about their anti-Asian hate. That's how ridiculous this whole fucking thing sounds, just so you know. We went from 14 to 7. So they hate themselves half as less as they used to. For anybody that doesn't know, it's like Chinese versus Vietnamese and so on and so forth. That's what that is. All right. Native, Hawaiian, or other went from 2 to 1. That's a 50% decrease. Good job, Hawaii. Group of multiple races. All right, let's look at that. We went from 4 to 18. Oh my God. We can't have this, guys. This is 4 times the amount. We're talking a 200%, almost 250% increase in Asian hate from multiple races. Or a group of multiple races. So grouped together, they assaulted Asian people. And there's multiple people in these groups. They just beat the shit out of Asians. 4 to 18. Can anybody tell me between 2018 and 2019 who was allowed to roam rampant and do whatever the fuck they want? Oh, and they're still doing it? So when you have groups of multiple races together and you have assaults, weird that Asians are getting the shit kicked out of them. And we went from 6 to 3. So 50% decrease on who done it. We don't know their race. Good job. Good job. So there is an increase. Anti-Asian hate from blacks, and blacks went down, whites went up. Why aren't we doing something about the American Indian increase that went 200%? Or the group violence, the mob violence against Asians that went up 250%? Oh my God, I can make a fucking alarmist thing out of anything, can't I? That's a total fucking mess, don't you think? Oh my God, let's split everything up by race, because that's the best fucking thing you can do in this world, is just go, who done it and what they look like? Well, you know, all white people think the same, so that's why it's this way. Let me tell you something. This is why I find this annoying. This is why I think freaking all the other things that go with statistics like this are garbage. Okay? I'm gonna switch to my face for a second, and I'm gonna look something up for you. It's called the law of averages. The law of averages. The law of averages is an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. I know I'm lagging a bit, but you know what? I'm making sure I get a good That's a horrible ad definition. Wikipedia can go fuck themselves. I do not use Wikipedia to save my life. Ugh, okay. I'm not using another one that asks me to subscribe to anything either. Go fuck yourself. It wasn't the law of averages that I'm thinking of, but essentially, there's a principle that you can't take an average. Okay, you can't take a group that you see. You know, you got a specific data set, and we're doing a data set on criminal behavior. And then extrapolate that criminal behavior to another population. You simply just cannot do that. Ooh, that made my face way too dark. Let me increase the lighting over here. That ought to help. Okay, so essentially you cannot... It's the law of averages. That's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You cannot take an average of a thing and then apply it to an individual. No more than you could take the results of an individual and apply it to an average or a group of individuals. It is a fallacy. It is sometimes called the gambler's fallacy when you do with the law of averages, where, you know, you crap shot 100 times, eventually you'll be right once. That's the same kind of idea. You found 1 out of 100. That doesn't make the whole fucking thing right. So when they say white people are doing this, oh yeah, really? 60% of the population is doing this one thing that you're claiming that all white people do? Yeah, sure. I'm going to believe that bullshit. We just saw that 95 white people in 2019 were assholes. How many white people are in the United States? Oh, we can look that up real quick. U.S. population by race. Statistics. USFacts.org. I don't know if it's actually accurate, but we will prepare. No, you know what? They don't even have it here. Census. Couldn't they just give me a fucking chart? This is horrible. Press rooms. Press this, press that. Annual estimates for resident population by state. Okay. This might be it. Oh, they gave me a spreadsheet. That ought to be great. You know what? This is going to be a long-ass fucking video, isn't it? I don't care. Male, female, non-Hispanic, male, female, Hispanic, male, female. Oh. Apparently, let me show you this. This is fun. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet, right? This is the data that they say is available to everyone. Okay, so let me expand this guy so you can see it. Sex, age, and Hispanic origin. Hispanics are apparently white. Race alone or in combination group, white. That's what it says right at the top there. Okay, so Hispanics, male and female. There is, done by age, estimate base, male, female, non-Hispanic, so on and so forth, male, female. Total population, estimated base is 248. Actually, it looks like it gone down from 2019. So according to estimates, bring out our handy dandy calculator. We have 331 million people in the United States. Out of those people, let's do it. 248. I'm probably doing this backwards. I have a tendency of doing the calculator bit backwards. 1%? Yeah, that's not right. 148, 075, 996, divided by 331,000,000. 74% of the whole population, 74% are responsible for all the Asian hate crimes in America. 150% increase. Clearly it was white people, because who else are you going to blame? Yeah. 74% of America is white or Hispanic because they're fucking retards. 43% or 43 million people are black or African American. What's the difference? What's the difference? Non-Hispanic. What? Of course it's not Hispanic. Hispanic numbers? Again? So you part Spanish? I guess? I don't know. That's weird. American Indian, Alaska Native, Asian. 17 million people here are Asian. So, 17 million people are victims of Asian hate crime. According to their statistics, 200%, 150% increase. According to the data from the FBI, 95 out of 17 million people done a bad thing. Now, if you were to take the total crime statistics, and I've done this in previous videos, if you take the total crime statistics from any one of these things, and then divide it by the population of the United States, or estimated population, 331 million people, 4 to 5% of all crime, or all crime is done by 4% of 331 million people. How many people is that, you might guess? 331 times 0.04. 13 million people are assholes in the United States, on average. Now, it might have gone down, because I haven't looked at the crime statistics in 4 or 5 years, probably, because there was no real need to. Somebody was trying to claim that white people are all the problems and all this crime surge and other shit, and then somebody said, hold on a second, we make up 70% of the population, yet you guys are doing 2/3 of the crime. What the fuck's going on here? And referring to black people specifically. Well, here's my problem with all of this. Okay? I've done the statistical analysis. Yes, it's gone up. Yes, white people obviously have gone up because there's stupid people out there. But you're talking about 70 to 95. Their data's corrupt. Why is it corrupt? Because they already had a narrative. They have a mission statement to demonstrate and show hate crime. That is their purpose in life. And if they can't make a sensational message or give out the data to where everybody uses it or it's polled somewhere, they lose money. So they are financially vested to prove that hate crime has gone up. Not only that, they have said in their first statistical analysis that their data was curated by them. So what does that mean? That means they chose the top 16 shitholes and decided, we're going to use these. One of them just happens to have 800% increase, which makes the numbers fucking skewed so far to one side that you might as well freaking look at it upside down or make your head spin four or five times around. It's a flawed analysis. If anybody else were to see that number in there and went, wait, what? Whoa. Just because you chose these 16 cities and one of them shows a disgusting spike, that is a statistical anomaly. You can't include that in your data set. If this was submitted to a fucking doctoral journal, I'd throw that shit out. You can't do an analysis with a statistical anomaly. Anomalies you can't use. The ones that didn't show their bearing, the ones that didn't want in there, it went from 0 to 1. They didn't do the math. Because 0 to 1 is 100% increase. But they didn't include those either. So they just showed blank. That's how they got 150. A statistical anomaly. Skewed their data. Nobody bothers to look, but they ran with the first fucking headline that was at the top of their data set. 149% increase in anti-Asian hate, but it's down 7% overall. Yeah. Take a look at the major population in New York. New York is where you should focus where this Asian hate has come from. Because that's the statistical anomaly. To go from a single digit to fucking double digits. 8 to, what was it? 8 to what? Let me find that some bitch again. 8 to fucking God knows how many. Uh-oh. I got a bunch of tabs open. Now I gotta find it. Because their numbers are shit. So that's by state. That's table 1 from the FBI. Oh, there was one last thing I wanted to show you. You saw the table. Go back and look at it. 833% increase in New York alone. A statistical anomaly by any means. But if you're going to include that in your data set, obviously it's going to throw your fucking numbers to 150, 300%. Because when you try to normalize with that, with 16 as your sample size, out of how many fucking cities there are in this country, go fuck yourself, man. This is horrible statistical analysis. Nobody should be taking this fucking group seriously. And I guarantee you what has happened out of this is they've increased their budget, increased their funding, because they got new money in thanks to this new report. And you got a bunch of people going, oh my God, where'd you get this data from? Oh, could you do more analysis like this? Special interest groups are now going to jump down their chain. This is a profit move for them. It's not about the data. It's not about the truth. It's about them making fucking money. That's the only thing that makes sense in this, because they curated their data. Their data set's corrupt because they put in a statistical anomaly. They didn't calculate 4, I think, cities in there because they went from 0 to 1. That's a 100% increase. Why didn't you include that shit? Because reasons. It would have, well, here's your reason. It would have driven down your numbers, for one. A little bit, not by a lot. It would have been like 110%, 120%. Maybe. I don't know. If I did the math, maybe I'd know. But the fact that there's 16 cities, really? Oh, God. What kind of fucking idiots actually use this kind of data? Seriously. And now what's happening is the SJWs of the world and those that might be halfway inclined to actually give a shit about race, all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, anti-Asian hate, it's on the rise. Every fucking news outlet has said so. We need to do something about anti-Asian hate, everybody. We need to worry about this. Well, here's my suggestion to do. Don't go to New York because you'll get your ass fucking kicked if you're Asian. 833% increase in New York. Don't go to New York. You won't have a fucking problem. Everywhere else seems to be just okay. You still have some assholes. You can't get rid of the 4% that are fucking douchebags. There's always one out of 1,000. That's, I think, all I got for this video. It's a rant. It's a big ass rant. I went over the data. There's a little bit of, holes in this nonsense. But video after video after video has been out. Every news agency, all of them have covered it. They're using data that's not out by the FBI. So they got it themselves. They contacted each agency, and then they curated it to make a narrative. Not to prove anything, not to do proper analysis. They curated the data to show you what they wanted. And my last suggestion, if you're Asian, don't go to New York. Fuck that place. Fuck it anyways, because, genocide ain't cool, right, Cuomo? Anyways, I'll see y'all next time.